Hello guys, this is Mike from McProgramming.org. Today I'm going to show you how to encrypt some type of text that you don't want others to see. A great example would be a password to an email account, a bank account, a Facebook account, or whatever you want to keep private. A lot of people nowadays have so many accounts that they have to write them down and keep track of the passwords and the accounts and all of that jazz. So right now I made up a fake email account with a fake password, and I'm going to show you how to change this to where the person who, if they got a hold of this file, would not be able to access this account without the decryption algorithm created with this. So let's write this real quick. Public static void encrypt, and it will take in a string parameter. It's called password. Just keep the words logical. Let's say char, say temp. We're going to write a for loop, and we're going to say int I equals 0. So it's going to start at 0, and it will continue while I is less than password dot length. And each loop we're going to increment I once. Okay, so we're going to set temp equal to password dot char at index I. And what that means is the character of temp kind of means temporary, because it's going to constantly change every loop. So temp equals password dot char at I. So if you think of, let's just use this as an example of password. This char is in placeholder 0, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, and so on. So whatever you pass into the parameter, it's going to store the current character in temp. And so we're going to do a numerical, some type of math operation on temp to change it. So let's say temp, where's the times 2, or times equals 2, is new temp. And we're going to sysout dot print temp. So let's see what happens. In our main method, we can call this method, which is encrypt. So we're going to encrypt, and then parameters, and make sure you, since we're putting in a string, you need these double quotes. And let's copy and paste this. Java tutorial, copy, paste. Let's see what happens. It should print out bunch of mumbo jumbo right here, a bunch of crazy symbols. So if you copied this and just to keep, I'm not gonna overwrite it just yet, just to make sure that it's in there. So put that right there, and now we need something to encrypt it, or decrypt it, sorry. Public static void decrypt, and we're going to take the same parameters, string, password, open some curly brackets and close them. I'm going to say pretty much the same exact method, except for it will be undoing what we did in the first one. So int I equals 0, and go as while I is less than password dot length. Increment I each iteration of the loop, and we're going to say temp equals password dot char at I. Same as the last one so far. The only difference is right here we're going to say temp divided by equals 2. And if that doesn't make any sense, let me just write it this way. Temp equals temp divided by 2. Let's see, probably needs a cast. Okay, so we'll cast that to a char, because that's going to just return a numerical or an integer value. So we're going to cast it to a char, make sure we're getting the characters, like the letters and numbers, and not the integer numbers, but the numbers represented by the integers. So let's see what happens when we, in a shortcut for system.out.print line, because that gets annoying after a while, is sys out and do a control spacebar. But we don't really want line right there. We want it to print out as a single string. Let's say we're going to, I already have that copied, so no, sorry, temp. So we're going to print out the current or the temporary character each time right here. So do this out right here to get a little space in between each one. We're going to do decrypt. We will take this, and I believe I already have it copied, so we'll put it right here and see what happens. Bam. So it gave us right back our password. And there's a bunch of different ways you can mess with this. You can show you a really cool way. Let's say if I module 2 equals 0. So what this means is if the index divided by 2 has a remainder of 0, so if it's a even number, we're going to do this operation on it. We're going to say temp times 2, times equals 2, which is the same as saying temp equals temp times 2. This is just a shortcut of writing that. And then we're going to also say else, I can't type, else if I module 2 equals 1, which means it's an odd number. We're going to say temp, let's say minus, just random number, 37. I keep forgetting to, minus equals 37. And like I said, this means temp equals temp minus 37. Okay, so let's sys out. We want to say temp. Okay, so it's going to print out the temp for each one of these. Don't worry about this right now. If you can remember this real quick, I'll print this out. And now it's completely different. So while it goes through it, let's just pretend this is, index 0. This is index 1, 2, 3. So for each index that's an even number, it's going to multiply that by 2. For each index that's a odd number, we're going to subtract 37 from it. So that's going to be kind of hard to decrypt on the fly without these this Java file. So now we have to be able to make this decrypted. So I'm just going to copy and paste this for right now. So when it's even, it was times. So now let's just divide it, because you want to undo what you did. And right here, you want to add. So let's decrypt. Make sure you're decrypting. Copy this with the exact same algorithm. Put that in there. And so when I run this, the first thing that should be written would be this, and the second line should be Java tutorial, unless I mess something up. Oops, forgot to print this out. System.out.print, not print line, because we want to print each thing right next to each other, and we want to print the temp. Now let's see what happens. Okay, bam. So this is a great way of hiding things. If you want to take this right here and, you know, override that, just make sure you might want to write, you know, something that you're going to remember other than encryption, because that might be kind of easy for somebody to go through your computer and find. But it's just fun messing with this, and you can make any type of math algorithm to change it as you wish. I just decided to do this. I thought it was pretty cool and nifty idea to change each character based on if it was odd or even with different things. And you're not going to want to start off encrypting anything with a division, like dividing by 2 at first, because let's say that a number was let's go down here where we have a little bit of space and I can show you something. If the char, the integer that represented the char was like a 47, and you have some type of division on that, and it would be 2, you would get, what would that be, 23.5. And since it's an int, it's going to truncate the 23.5 and it'll just be 23. And when you decrypt it, you're going to want to multiply by 2 to undo the dividing by 2. And so 23 times 2 is 46, so it wouldn't be pointing to the same character. So be careful with the division, and just make sure you undo what you did and you're not truncating anything with the division. And this is fun, you can mess with it. I'm going to end this video. It's probably been over 10 minutes, but it's okay. This is fun. Just have fun with this. Just plug and chug and see what you come up with and have fun. Y'all take care, and please subscribe to my channel.